Hey guys, welcome back to What the F Are We Eating Now? Today we're doing our version of chicken enchiladas. I got a whole smorgasbord here. Are they authentic? Probably not. Is somebody gonna watch this and criticize what we do? Of course. But we're gonna do them my way, our way. And to start, we're gonna cut up an onion, some garlic. We've got our chicken, and we're gonna cook it in on our stove for about a couple hours. Okay guys, so I've got half an onion here. We're gonna just start slicing the onion. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's gonna get boiled with the chicken. Although, you know, it depends. You can make it as chunky or as thin as you want it to be. I'm gonna cut the end off of this. Okay. And I'm just gonna start laying these down and slicing them a little bit. I mean, they're not going in a taco at the moment, so we're just trying to cut it up so we can get that flavor to meld with the chicken as it's boiling, more or less. But we're gonna slow cook it on the stove for a couple hours. All right, so let me get the bottom there. I'm gonna go ahead and put these onions here, and then we got to add some garlic. So I got about 6 cloves of garlic here that I need to cut up. 1 second. So you just smash them and chop them up. This should give a good flavor to the chicken. We're also going to use some bouillon, just a little bit, not too much. You need a lot of salt, so it's almost like a brine, and that makes the chicken even more tender. Okay, so let me get this done here. This here. Pop that down. There you go. That one's smashed better. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put the garlic in here. Should have probably put it in there. It's all going in the same pot. But then we've got to prep our chicken. So let me move my cutting board, and I'll put my my Dutch oven here. Hey guys, welcome back. We've got a Dutch oven here. This is a cool story, actually. We used to live in California, and we dumpster dove in California, and we happened to find this in the box, brand new, never used, and we've been using it ever since. But these things, brand new, are about $600, and we got it for free. I mean, who can argue that? I'm game. Free is a great price tag. Okay, so what we're gonna put in here is our chicken. So I'm gonna slice the chicken open. Even if your chicken is a little like frozen, it's not a big deal. This thing's gonna cook for 2 hours. Okay, so I do have, I set it out last night, but it didn't completely thaw, which is fine. But it's going to go on the stove anyway, and it's got to cook for, like I said, for 2 hours. So no worries. You could put full frozen chicken in there if it's apart. I just had to make it thaw out enough to where I can pull it apart and separate the breasts. All right. So here we have our chicken in the pot. And let me discard this. All right. And so to this, we're going to add our onions, or onion, if you will, and our garlic. It's not needed completely, but I like to add chicken bouillon to mine, just because the salt and the sodium in it helps make the meat a bit tenderer. So to this, I'm just going to add a tablespoon, maybe 2, of chicken bouillon, and it's going to act as a brine. If you've ever brined meat, you know that the salt actually makes all the meat tender, way more tender, and it holds the juices better. To this, we're going to add about 8 cups of water. I'm going to add 4 cups right now. That's the biggest my measuring cup is. You basically just want enough to cover up the chicken. So if you can see, the chicken's here You want it just to go up above, so another 4 cups should work. So I'm actually pouring 2.5 cups in here. I don't know why I said 8. I didn't mean to say 8. So it's roughly around 6.5 to get it up above this. But that's my pot. Your pot might be completely different. Now to this, I want to add some black pepper. I'm going to be generous with it because this is all going to get everything that you put in here, because of the bouillon and the salt and the sodium it's going to just pull it all into the chicken, so for more flavor. This here is, I use a salt-free garlic and herb, so I'm going to throw that on top just to give it a little bit of extra kick. And then we can, well, I mean, we can just stir it up a little bit. I mean, go. Now we've got to get this on the stove for roughly 2 hours. We're going to set it to low. Okay, and as you can see now that we've got it on a low heat, I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on it. All right, guys, it's been a little over 2 hours. Let me remove the lid here. This stuff is pretty much done. As you can see, it's literally falling apart already. I'm going to go ahead and get this off of the fire and get it out of this water so we can shred up the chicken. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this off of the burner. And here where everybody can see. Got a bowl here for the chicken. Got me a set of tongs. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the chicken out of the water. I'm going to put it in this bowl so we can shred it up. It's okay to get some juice in there. It's not going to hurt much. Let's see if I can get this a little closer. This was, what, 5 chicken breasts, or half breasts, if you will, without the rib meat. They're boneless, skinless. Try to get all that goodness out of here. Let's see here. Now we can get some of the onions and stuff if you want. There's going to be so much going into these enchiladas because we want all this flavor that we can get. Let me just get a slatted spoon real quick. Let's go ahead and pull these onions out. Yeah, look at that. The more flavor I can get out of this, the more flavorful those enchiladas are gonna be. Now you can keep the stock if you want, the chicken stock here. You can freeze it, I believe up to 6 months. I've done it. Makes a great base for like a chicken noodle soup, or because there's nothing peppery or spicy in it yet. So it would make a good base for like a soup starter. All right, I've got pretty much all I can get out of there for now. Guys, so let's pull our chicken down here. I'm going to use the 2-fork method. It's usually pretty easy. And we're just going to shred up this chicken. It's super tender. It smells awesome too. And then we're going to allow the chicken to cool a little bit so that way we can use our hands for our building, because I'll be building enchiladas with these pieces of chicken, with the shredded chicken. Pieces, not pieces. And then I'll have to open up all these cans here. We'll get our casserole dish prepped and ready while the chicken's cooling off, so give it some time. We also have some sliced olives, which I'll chop half of them up so I can put them in with the enchiladas to give them extra flavor. And then the rest of the sliced ones we'll put on top once we cheese everything. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm just gonna shred this up. And then having that juice in here, a little bit of it's good because it keeps it from drying out. I had these bear claws once. I mean, what do you guys use to shred your chicken with? I had these bear claws. They were like, but they were like so big. I couldn't, if I was to do it in this bowl, I wouldn't like have room to do it. So I opted for the 2 forks. But how do you guys shred chicken? Some people put it in like a blender, not maybe to like roughly chop it or whatever. I've seen that. I was just curious. If you're really daring, I guess you could do it with your hands, but it's too hot right now. I can't do it with my hands. But also, this would be a good time to mention like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see. Comment down below how you make your enchiladas and what you would do differently. Even if you see something that I'm doing that doesn't set well with you, I'd like to know. That would be nice. Well, I'm always up for new ideas. All right, so this is shredded pretty good. It's kind of chunky, but I like chicken in my enchiladas. All right, so we're gonna set this aside and let it cool down, and then we'll start on the ingredients that go in it to build it. All right, guys, so we have 2 ounces of olives. These are sliced olives. I'm going to dice some of these up so I can put them inside the enchiladas. They just fit a little better. And this is a 12-ounce can of nacho style jalapeños. Wow, couldn't even think of the name. Jalapeños, and I'll be slicing and dicing those up as well. And I'm leaving some of them whole for like on the top. I do mine completely different. So I'm gonna I'm gonna put some of these here, and I'm just gonna chop them into little pieces so that way they fit inside. Now you can buy them this way, or chopped. I didn't get them chopped, I got them sliced, so which is fine. But it would be easier than trying to slice up whole olives. So I'm just gonna give these a little chop. And let me get me a little bowl so I can put them in. And we'll put some more out here. And we're just going to chop them up a little roughly. I just don't want them too big, that's all. I mean, they can be chunky, but not too big. And then we'll do the same for the jalapeños. Get these here. I want to kind of reserve a few of these olives behind so that way I can put them on top. And the only reason why people put them on top is so they can figure out where to cut. The tortillas, they line up a certain way, and as long as you can mark them, at least in between those olives, where you can cut. So that way you're not cutting into a enchilada. This should be good to start. If I need more, I can cut more. Okay, so we did the olives there. Let's go ahead and chop up some of these jalapeños. We're just gonna give them a quick slice. They're soft. They're just easier to use. Almost cut my hand off. Did you see that? Whoa, that was scary. I'm not a chef. This proves it. Oh, I need another bowl. Hold on. Let me get another little bowl. That's the littlest I have. So guess we're gonna have a lot of jalapeños on this one. So let me set that there and let me chop these up here. These, you can get the diced ones, but they don't make the hot ones diced. They always make mild. And we like spice, so these ones are gonna be pretty warm as far as temperature goes of heat degree, Scoville unit, if you will. So we do like the spicier ones, so this is what I like to add in mine. Just flung one out there. It's out there. Let me know what you guys, what kind of peppers you guys put in yours, if you put peppers in your enchiladas. That would be nice to know, because everyone cooks differently. So they have a different recipe, their own spin. I'm going to chop these here. I'm just gonna kind of chop them down just a little bit. They're a little big. These are pretty good. This should be a good to start. If I need more, I will add more in. And the sauce that I use, it's by, and I'm not sponsored by these, by the way. I do prefer the Las Palmas. If you if you're able to see, it's full of like peppers and picante and all that stuff. It's got all of it in there. It can be thickened even. But what I do is I pour it into a bowl here because this is for my tortillas. And I don't pour the whole thing. I just pour some. Okay. Now let me get my my dish here. And what I do is I take a ladle and I mix it around so I get, you know, because it's, if you look at it, when you first open it, there's like a layer of oil up here at the top. You don't want to just put oil in there. You want to be able to mix it up so you get all the flavor. So what I do is I take a ladle and I put it in the bottom of the pan. And then I just move it around like this so that way it gets the bottom coated. This keeps them from sticking and keeps them from burning. Okay. And then in this bowl we have, I'm actually going to add this to it because I'll probably need it. All right, let me set this off to the side. So we get our tortillas here. We'll be bringing our chicken back. Hello, chicken. So I want to try to get this in a kind of in a like an assembly line kind of thing. So I'm going to need this close to me. I know it pulls it away from you, but I kind of need it here. And then our cheese that we're using is Colby Jack. It's just, it's like 32 or 2 pounds of Colby Jack. It seems to have a better flavor to me, and it looks good. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our tortillas, which are right behind me, because I just took them off the table. Hang on a sec, let me get them. All right, so we have a tortilla. Let's move them down here, and then we move these in front. And hopefully you can see, but we take one tortilla and we're gonna dip it in the sauce. This is a messy, messy job, but it's fun. Okay, so we're gonna dip the tortilla in. We're gonna line it like this. We'll take chicken, put chicken in there. We put jalapeños in there. A few of these in there, and then we put some cheese in there. And all I do really is I take it, because it's pretty full, it's not gonna roll up. I turn it, I squeeze it, and then I put it right to the side. Then I take the next tortilla, and like we're building a wall. It's really cool. So I'll put it here. And then I put chicken. And I repeat the process. Peppers, olives, cheese. And you can, I like to put cheese inside because I like that melty feeling, you know, of being able to cut into an enchilada and you got like lots of cheese inside. You're going to have a ton of cheese on top, but we do love cheese. Actually, I love cheese. All right, so we've got our chicken here. We got our peppers here. And then we're going in for cheese. And that's why I put the cheese in a bowl, because my hands are messy. I don't want to be putting my hand in and out of a bag of cheese, leaving little surprises here and there. The rest of that cheese is going to go on top of our enchiladas. So I'm just gonna repeat the process until they're all full. Okay guys, so here we have 14 in this pan. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the excess that I poured in the bowl of the sauce, okay? And I'm just gonna pour it over the top. Okay, and I'm gonna take my ladle, wherever my ladle is. Ladle, where are you? Here it is. I'm gonna give this a stir. Bring all that goodness from the bottom of that can, and I'm gonna ladle it over the top. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. Now the cheese comes next, and don't be generous with the cheese at all. Just give it all you got. The more cheese, the more happier I am. Just kidding. Cheese makes it all come together. It's awesome. All right, so here we go with cheese, cheese, cheese. Now, I like to take the jalapenos, no matter where they are, how they are cut or whatever, and I like to put the jalapenos over the top. And I'll be making another pan of these off camera. But I just wanted you to see how I assembled these. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm gonna do the same on this side. This is how I know where to cut. Like when you're getting 2 out, you know to go in between the olives. I don't know, they're kind of like little spacers. Okay, so we have 6 on that side, 6 on that side, and we have 2 down the center. So I'm gonna put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And then you can actually put olives anywhere else. I just wanted to mark those areas there, so I just put the olives in. And I preheat the oven to 350, and we're gonna bake this for, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. Just long enough, I mean, everything's cooked, so it needs to be long enough to melt the cheese, but also long enough to give it a little bit of brownness around the edges. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna reach over here. I'm gonna grab my big pan. It's a big cookie sheet. I like to cook mine on that or bake mine on it because if anything bubbles over, which it might, I don't want it hitting the bottom of my oven. I'd rather it, go on this pan. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and open the oven here. It's already been preheated to 350. I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna put them in to the oven. And I do have them on that pan because I don't want them dripping onto the bottom of my oven. All right, so we'll leave them in the oven for about 35, 45 minutes. Then we'll take a look at them and see how they're doing. All right guys, the moment we've been waiting for. All right, we're gonna take them out. Wow, that's like a heat blast to the face. Yes. All right, now that we got this out, we're gonna let it cool off a little bit because it is piping hot. We'll be right back. All right, so they are done. I made this second batch of just cheese enchiladas because, I love cheese. I'm gonna set these off to the side. We're gonna cut into this. I already started, I couldn't wait, but I wanna cut into this and plate it up. Whoa, they look so good. Ooh-wee. Oh man. And I know these are great because I make them all the time. Also, I want to take a second and let you guys know, please like, share, follow, and subscribe. And turn the notifications on because we're going to be cooking up craziness here in the next few weeks. I need a fork. Gosh, here we go. So if you look here, let me pull it up here. You can see right there. Look at all the chicken. Look at the layers. It's so good. Okay, I'm ready. It's hot. I can still see the steam off of it, so. Oh yeah, it's hot. This is what the F we're eating now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yum. Look at that. Look at the chicken. The jalapenos, all that is in there. So good. There's just an excuse to get another bite. Oh yeah. These are great. Thanks guys. See you next time.